Hey, VSauce, Evan here. Right now, you are looking at a screen, watching and listening to me in this video. You can hear everything I say and see my mouth moving, and your brain is taking in these sensory details and telling you that what is in front of you is, well, me. But in reality, it's not. You are looking at a collection of thousands of tiny lights called pixels, which create the illusion that I'm on the screen in front of you using tiny blue, green, and red lights. In fact, everything you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell could be an illusion in and of itself. How do we come to understand reality? Your reality is made up of every single bit of knowledge you have. And your and my realities are not the same. In fact, every single person has a different reality and understanding of it. Take this, for example. It looks like any ordinary yellow and red apple. But how do I know that the red that I see and the yellow that I see is the same as the red and yellow that you see? For all we know, my version of red might be completely different than yours, and it might look something more like this to you. However, we may never be able to prove this. Even if your and my red were the same, our brains likely process them differently. For example, my favorite color is yellow. Perhaps your favorite color might be blue or red or some other color, showing that your brain responds differently to those colors than mine. The same goes with foods, perfumes, types of music, and practically every other sensory experience we have. This information we take in through our senses is interpreted by the brain and integrated into our unique personal patchworks of knowledge that make up our realities. So each of us perceives reality in a different way. This begs the question, assuming there is a true reality, not the one inside of our heads, but the one outside which we are interpreting with our senses, what is it like? And have our senses given us a good enough understanding of the majority of it? Donald D. Hoffman, a cognitive professor at the University of California, Irvine, says not at all. In fact, Hoffman claims that glorifying our surroundings by our senses is an evolutionary trait that has actually been quite advantageous to humans, completely removing us from the truth of our surroundings for a more, well, favorable illusion. A metaphor that could be used to help us understand this phenomenon is a common desktop. As you can see, there's an icon on the bottom left corner that we could click, which would open a program. However, this isn't actually the real way the program is opened. In fact, the icon itself doesn't contain anything other than a shortcut. The same could be said about our realities. In fact, if you were to actually open the program a more direct way, it would look a little something like this. Not as pretty, but it gets the same thing done. The same, Hoffman theorizes, could be said about our reality and the way that our senses perceive it. If you're interested in learning more, you can find the article here. As for figuring out what is behind the curtain, it's doubtful we'll ever really know. All we do know is the information that our senses have provided us to create our own unique realities. As always, thanks for watching.